It's a messy Mondays, a messy Monday.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 7 of Messy Mondays. It's your girl Shomi.
It's your girl Marley Mar.
And welcome back. And we're so happy to be back. We're so sorry we had to take a week off. Oh my God.
Did you miss us? Did you miss us? You missed us, guys. We know it.
Of course. You had to have missed us because you know that this is the one thing you look forward to on Mondays because it's not work.
Not
it's
at
never
all.
work.
No one's looking for work at all.
No, but as you all guys all know, I'm down here in Miami where the hurricane was almost about to hit us head on. And thankfully, I'm okay and my family's okay and we didn't lose anything and no one was hurt. Yes, I lost power. It was pretty terrible. I was out of power for about 72 hours for sure. I don't think we understand how much we use power until you just come into a position where you don't have power, like straight up. Like it's just torture, real shit. Like it reminded me of like when you used to visit DR when you was a kid. Y se iba la luz a cada rato. Like it was just one of those nights that you can't sleep because you're sweating. And the only exception was that there wasn't crazy mosquitoes eating you alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
but aside from that,
I've experienced those DR nights, and I've always figured, like, I continue to grow up, I was like, oh my God, I hated that. I couldn't stand it. And I just thought, like, that was my selfishness, like, my first world problems. Like, you didn't really, like, how can you do this? How can you live without power and the TV going out? But
it's terrible.
I am happy you have made it through that. I'm happy everyone out there in South Florida is safe.
I mean, there's been some tragic situations. There's been a lot of casualties. I want to say, at least for now, I've heard of over 30 deaths here in South Florida.
Really?
And in Florida, yeah, it's been a lot. Recently, we even had a group of elderly people of 8. They died in an old folks' home because they were suffering from heat exhaustion because of they not having power since when the hurricane started. And of course, that's negligence, but not only that, it's terribly sad, you know, like things like that possibly could have been avoided, you know, it didn't happen and people lost their lives. And a lot of people lose their lives during hurricanes. And to be honest with you, I think aside from Cuba, that had a large amount of deaths in the Caribbean, Miami and South Florida and Florida entirely has had the most deaths for Hurricane Irma.
Wow.
Like, yeah, we have. And it, you know, honestly speaking, I don't want to sound like, you know, we went through something as bad as happened in Texas because clearly what happened in Texas is still happening and it's pretty terrible. But what happened here was not fun. It was very scary. It was alarming. They keep telling us that Florida's going to go underwater, and it felt like it was actually going to happen this time.
Because it was so massive and it was so big and it was so outside of the ordinary. Like even Andrew was smaller. Andrew was one of those really huge hurricanes back in like 93, I want to say, that really took toll on like homestead areas, you know, out there in deep Miami-Dade.
It messed up the Miami Zoo and a lot of the wild animals.
Yeah, so this one
escaped and
this one was so massive, but also because of already what was happening in Texas, also set up for that urgency and like, you know, wanted to be more prepared or probably more ahead, right? I'm assuming of that happening to you guys out there.
Right.
And that hurricane took a turn
very possible.
to a whole different direction.
It did. And the point is that even though it didn't even hit us, and I lived it, I was here, to hear the windows rattling and shaking from the tornadoes and the speed of the wind for something that's not even hitting you is terrifying. Nature has never scared me the way that it scared me during Hurricane Irma, and that's a fact. I promise you. Me and my dog were both very scared.
Oh, poor Bentley.
Yeah, poor Bentley. Dogs hate like thunder and like lightning and fireworks. For those dog owners out there, you know what I'm talking about. So this was kind of like that on 10 with heat, you know, and no light, you know. So it was kind of crazy.
My parents actually told me that Lola was sensing it, like as the week was coming, and they were kind of preparing.
Lola, your little dog.
My little Lola. She was sensing it. She was running around and like she couldn't go up the stairs. So they had to like carry her up the stairs because she knew something was coming. but she didn't know what it is.
Right.
Like when you take out your luggage, your dog knows you're going somewhere,
Yeah.
you're leaving them. So those
so
kind of
cute.
things were happening, and she was feeling that anxiety. So definitely feel it for the dogs, and I hope people put their animals in dog shelters. You know, those are free. Like using actually all the resources that are out there to be fully prepared for something like this,
Yeah.
not just for yourself, but for your animals too.
Absolutely, and thank God, I'm still here and I'm still sharing this platform with Marley Mar, and we're still doing Messy Mondays. This could have been a completely different situation. You know what I'm saying? Especially that I live so close to downtown Miami that you all saw was underwater. You know what I'm saying? So it became very real, guys. It just became very real.
We are happy to have you back. We are happy that you are safe.
I'm happy to be
Hurricane
safe and
season
happy
ends
to
in
be back as well.
November, so let's just count this shit down so Mother Nature can relax out here.
I don't know, guys. Recycle. That's all I gotta say.
Mother Nature's a bitch.
I mean, if you guys still, want to help Texas needs help, guys. Because I know a lot of our listeners are down here in South Florida, but not all of our listeners are in South Florida. We have listeners throughout the whole country, as we mentioned in our last episode that we recorded. So if you guys, have the opportunity, still check out that Amazon registry that we did as Messy Mondays at the end of the podcast. We'll make sure to touch base on that again so you guys can get some information. But we are going to try to, change lanes a little bit and talk about some good news, because I'm personally tired of talking about hurricane talk. I'm going crazy. So I definitely want to talk about something like the best athlete in the world, who happens to be who, Marley?
Serena motherfucking Williams, people.
Yes, bitch. Female power, girl power. Let's do it all day. Wonder Woman, the real life superhero. # women can do it better all day, every day, and we cute.
So Serena Williams had her baby, I think about 2-3 weeks ago. And she shared her story of from the pregnancy all the way to the labor, that whole thing. It was the cutest story
video,
ever.
Yeah, so cute. I know you posted it on our Twitter.
Yes. Because it was just
super cute.
If you wake up in the morning and see something like that, as a woman, your ovaries are jumping. Because you're like, what am I doing with life? What is happening?
Whoa. This is the way it's supposed to be. Right?
Yes.
This is beautiful.
That is the order of life, and it's so beautiful. And her fiance, husband, whatever, is just there. So I had a moment, and that's why I shared it on Twitter. Okay? And it was beautiful.
Yeah. It was beautiful. It was very nice.
I love it. So what fascinated me about their story was what she named her daughter. And I wanted to talk about that because I know that naming conventions and, normalizing, normal traditional things have really changed. And I find it just amazing, and that we can kind of just do almost anything we want nowadays without people really judging us. I mean, although we still judge people, right?
There really isn't any, quote, social rule as to what to name your child anymore. It really is your choice.
So her name, hold on tight for this one, right? Because this talks about her mama. Her mama rules the world. Alexis Olympia.
Olympia, I did see that.
Ohanian Jr. So let's break this down. Olympia, what's that tell you?
She's going to be an Olympic god.
Like her mama. You see what Serena did there? She wanted y'all to know. This baby's out here winning golds.
No, for sure. I mean, if this was back in the day, she would be like a female gladiator.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's super in it. You know what I mean?
So I love the Olympia part because Serena was like, we're just starting you off on this Olympic journey that it will be for the gold medal.
I actually believe a lot that what you name your children sometimes shapes their personality, and you should care about what you name your children because everyone's name does have a meaning behind it. If you ever look up your name, it does say it. I.e., my legal name means goddess, but we'll talk about that another time. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So, but back to Serena Williams and her junior.
But then, that's the next piece is junior. So her fiance's name is Alexis Ohanian.
How awesome. He has a gender neutral name, which is awesome.
So she was like, well, we're still, she's named after you in essence. We're going to put the junior at the end. I thought that was so, it's not traditional for a girl to have a junior, but why not?
Right. She has her daddy's name.
Exactly. So if we were going to do it to a boy,
yeah, she is the
if
junior.
they were to have a son and they were going to name him with Junior, why not continue that name that you selected and that you still wanted and give it to your daughter?
That's super cute. I love it.
So I was in awe of that, and that kind of cheered up the world. Everyone was just like...
Yeah, for sure.
In agreement, I think, that it's like a really great name.
Not only that, and I think that Serena Williams is it's a great example of a woman who has overcame and surpassed so many around her. So it's like she's kind of one of the American greats,
yes.
Like, I think that she's definitely, you have to give her that. She's a household name. She's a phenomenal and a spectacular athlete beyond understanding in certain elements. She was even 2 months pregnant when she recently won her most recent, competition. It was insane. So she's a superwoman. She's literally a superwoman. Like, she really is. For sure. Shout out to Serena Williams. Your happiness is so dope.
Definitely.
Your go ahead with your biracial babies. I love me some biracial babies. I love the progress. I love to see us becoming one and the unity amongst our communities.
Oh, that's a nice slogan.
That's very good.
I like that one.
I'm saying, though, we just got to start just pulling these things out of here, Marley, and just putting them on bumper stickers.
All these captions out here. Y'all wearing them on your shirts across your chest. Out here. That's what we'll start selling.
Everybody got a clothing line now.
Oh, that Messy Monday clothing line coming soon, though. Be on the lookout.
Right. Go have hoodies, snapbacks, all that. Don't worry about it.
Leave us comments below on our Instagram on your thoughts of Serena's baby name. And also about Serena Williams, the greatest athlete, one of the greatest athletes out there.
What do you guys think about Serena Williams and all the exes that she supposedly dated, even her little moments with Drake, and now she got this cute little white boy? We just got to talk about Serena. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you guys think. Of course.
Honestly, she did have a great, great selection of men. Common.
Her little track record. Yeah, Common. And Common said that was one of the loves of his life.
Come on.
He said that.
And we swoon over Common. Like that bald with the beard.
Yeah, he was the first, conscious rapper that, everybody was like, I want to be conscious now.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it was he had that. Yeah, he was cool. All right, so now, guys, in the spirit of Messy Mondays, we're going to always keep you guys always entertained with our messy stories. So don't worry, no matter what we bring up, we're always going to have something messy going on. That's a guarantee. As part of our episode, we've switched it up a few times recently, but the one thing we always have in common, there's always something happening. And now, in honor to the fact that I'm personally going to discuss something that happened to me yesterday, because I had a whole nother story that I was going to share with you guys, but I'm not going to share it right now. I'm going to save that for a later episode. It's because the funny story is, you know how everyone, guys, you relate to me. You know how you have that one ex that always finds you somehow? It's not stalking, but they either stumble across your new Facebook page that you just opened, or they're all of a sudden they're friends with your friends on Instagram, and they're tagged and you're tagged, and oh my God, things that you're just how did I see this person? Okay. So with this situation, this is on the 10th power, because this particular person was my high school boyfriend.
Oh.
And remember, I went to high school in New York City, guys. I went to high school in Washington Heights, New York. I did not go to high school in Miami, Florida. So now, fast forward, adult Diana, I would never think to come and cross paths with this person at all. It is what it is. So we had a really shitty way that we broke up. So at that time, it was very tragic. And now, of course, I'm over it because that was ages ago. But it's funny that he still has always, ever since, I'm talking about ever since my freshman year of college, he has always found a way to always try to say hi, always try to communicate, always this, always that. And I've never, ever, ever responded. And I responded recently now. And I said, how do you always find me?
That was your opening?
Was my opening.
That was the opening?
But I said laugh out loud. Like, it wasn't like me. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I have to respond now. Like, this is so many years later. And he had wrote to me that he was actually in somewhere in the Heights in New York. And he bumped into my stepdad. He was like, oh, I saw your stepdad and I thought of you. So I just wanted to say whatever. I hope you're doing good, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, I don't know, Marley, your face is funny. Like, you're giving a face right now that they can't hear. So,
but the face that you can definitely feel through.
I felt it. It told me pause.
So is it, like, coincidental that you always, like...
I don't think it's coincidental.
Run in or whatever?
No. He has proactively tried to communicate with me all of these years.
Okay, so he keeps in communication.
Yes.
Would that be that? Or no,
I don't know. Like... He just always just, like, throws a line out. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he looks at it like, como cariño, like, oh, this girl was, like, with me at such a young stage of my life. And, you know, it could be that. You know, I'm not accusing him of anything. I don't even know what's going on in his personal life at all. He still looks good, though. You know, shout out to that. I ain't even gonna lie. He got gym. But anyway, let me tell you how we broke up. This is the Messy Monday stories. This is how him and I broke up. We're going to call him Martin because I am not going to say your name. And we're going to talk about our dating life. So we were together my junior and senior year of high school. I went to an all-girl Catholic school, for those of you who didn't know. So, you know, you don't meet guys at school, you meet guys in the street. It's just what it is. So, it was fun. You have a lot of good friendships, but when you go out, you know, Catholic school girls still cut class, Catholic school girls still sell drugs, Catholic school girls still break the rules, get suspended and fight. It's the same thing. It's just that it's just more strict in the environment that we live in and the day-to-day. So you do learn how to be more respectful, but, you know, there was still outside environments that influence you on the inside. With that being said, you know, you meet guys, and sometimes you meet guys that are from the street and that are not necessarily walking the right path. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, we'll leave it at that. So when we were together, he was a little older than me. He was always very comfortable with his economic situation. So it was fun for that stage. You know how that is. Like, oh, yeah, of course it's cool that my boyfriend can pay for a cab for me to go from Yonkers to Manhattan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like you...
Wow.
No, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, but whatever. So, like, you know, things like that are fun. So, we had a argument, to fast forward to the end of our relationship. We had an argument that caused us to not talk, and I don't know, it was weird, and et cetera, et cetera. And you know, when you're, you know, 17, 16 years old, everything is so much more dramatic. So
it is.
whatever.
It's like world ending.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, here, mind you, you know, I'm young, whatever. I'm about to go to college, et cetera, et cetera. I got accepted to a few schools, and like I was about to do a summer program, all that. I was in that stage of my life. So at that time, me and my boyfriend were at, you know, we were rocky. We were having our issues, and he had kind of fallen off the grid for a little while, and then he tried to come back in my life, and he's like, hey, meet me at the train station on 145th on the one train stop so we could talk, and then we'll meet from there and we'll be out. And back in the day, you know, cell phones and that and such weren't as common, but you had your cell phone and you definitely didn't have reception on the train, so you kind of had to make plans prior to meeting up. So we were supposed to meet at a certain train station. He didn't give me the call for us to meet, and I call and he doesn't respond. I call his cell phone, doesn't respond, starting to get a little worried. I didn't know what was really going on. Mind you, we had not really seen each other for the past few weeks, so it wasn't like I was tripping, but it was more so like, I wonder if something happened. He never, that's not his style. Like, he doesn't just not show up. He doesn't just not call in. Regardless, if it's good or bad, he always follows up. So I got scared, and I called his house to his mom's house, and I asked for him, and I was like, hey, is Martin there? And she goes, who's this? I'm like, oh, it's me, it's Shomi, whatever, whatever. And she's like, oh. I'm like, okay. And she goes, oh, you didn't know? And I'm like,
oh my God.
I didn't know what? What you mean? And she goes, you didn't know about what happened with Martin? I'm like, no, what happened? And she was like, he's in the hospital. I'm like, in the hospital? Oh my God, did something happen? Like, my heart dropped. I was mad scared. I was like, yo, what happened? Like, did he get jumped? Is he hurt? You know, what happened? And then she goes, oh no, his baby was born today.
What?
Yeah, real talk, real life. And he goes, and I'm like, excuse me? And she goes, yeah, you didn't know? Like a bitch. And I said, no, actually, I didn't know. And he was like, yep. And he put him his name just like his, Martin Jr. And I said, oh, wow. Okay, thank you.
What?
Mm-hmm. I hung up the phone. We left it at that. I was crushed. It broke my heart and whatever. And mind you, we had not been talking for maybe 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like...
Mm-hmm.
In hindsight, now that I'm older, I'm pretty sure he picked a fight with me because the kid was about to be born and he didn't want me to be around. Like, I'm sure that's what really happened.
He was like, my 9 months are up, so I need to, like, let this loose kind of deal.
I guess so.
In high school.
And she's about to go to college, like, she's leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty sucky. And then, like, he was hitting me up, blowing me up. And of course, I was ignoring him. I was very upset when I want to say, like, the end of the summer is approaching and I'm about to, you know, go up to school and we communicate. And then he goes, yo, where have you been? What's going on? Like, why are you avoiding me? Why are you acting like this? I guess he didn't know that I had spoken to his mom. I didn't even tell him what happened. I just vanished, basically. So then I told him, I'm like, how's your son? And he hung up the phone on me.
Asshole.
So then I called him back and I'm like, don't hang up. Don't be a coward. And don't deny your kid. Because that's not okay. That would be the worst thing that you could do in this whole situation besides what you did to me. So whatever. And when we started talking about it, he was like, he started making excuses. He's like, no, you know me and you were having problems. I mean, we were having problems for a month. It takes 9 months for a baby to grow. Like, it wasn't like... You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think, mind you, this is like 17-year-old me. I'm like, the math is not adding up here. You know what I'm saying? I'm
exactly.
Like, no, I don't think that's what happened. So, anyway, because of that, especially at that stage, you're so like righteous, you know? And I was like, I'm never talking to this guy again. And I kept my word. I never spoke to him again until, look, now, girl, 2017, this guy hits me up. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's why you find it interesting. Like, you still reaching out to me after the fact that you know what history,
right?
Our history is.
But honestly speaking, relentless men get far.
They do.
They get very far. Relentless.
They do
get far.
But I guess, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe does he know he was in the wrong and, like, wants to apologize? Like, we don't know where this is at right now, right? Because this is fairly just something that happened. But, like, what's his subconscious or what's his reasoning for really still trying to reach out or just check up? Or, like, you know, maybe he feels bad and that's why he's that, like, he's always just going to be like, oh, I know I was wrong to her or I did her wrong.
Maybe he wants to apologize. That could be part of the story. Maybe he remembers how much fun we used to have because I'm a fun person. You know what I mean? I gotta admit it. So it's like maybe he remembers that. Like, oh, it was a fun time of his childhood and, you know, it would be nice to reconnect with a person that I used to have fun with. It could be that. Or it could just be like, I really hope this girl is still not, you know, upset about this. Like, you know, I want to apologize. Like, it could be anything.
I think in a respectable way, you actually link up, meet up, or have a dinner and find out what it's really about. That's my suggestion.
That just don't sound safe, Marley. That just don't sound safe. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I just want to see like a clearing of the air. Maybe we get some TV cameras.
Aww.
This feels like reality show kind of like.
Right.
You know, it's like that on Bravo. They have a show, A Night with My Ex.
Oh,
I'm going to sign you up. I'm going to sign you up.
Oh my God.
I swear,
that
I'm going
would
to sign
be
you up.
hilarious. If you do it and they call me, I'm there.
100%. You have, I'm going to say, because it's what they do. So they meet up in this hotel room or this room. Bravo sets it up where the two exes.
What?
No, it's not.
What kind of shit? You sure
No.
it's Bravo?
But there is.
It sounds like some porn shit you about to set up.
No. It actually is a really nice hotel room. It's like really nice. And it has a bed. And it has one bed.
What?
And it has a sofa. But it's a 2-story kind of like loft thing. I'm going to send you the video, the show one day. So what happens is you stay in the room. It's a night with your ex. You're in this room. You order food. You can have wine. There's a full bar. The whole nine. And people just be like, yo, I haven't seen this person in 3 months. I haven't seen this person in over 2 years. I haven't seen this person in 4 years. Like, some people are first time seeing each other, for a while. And I think that would be perfect for you. Because people have hashed it out right then and there. Right in that shit.
I don't even think I have anything to hash out. I mean, of course, if we had the conversation, I'll explain, what you did was fucked up. But I'm not, like, on it. Like, that was such a long... You know how many things have happened in my life since then? Like, amazing.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a really long time ago. And I'm not saying that I don't appreciate the memories that we shared as a couple, because it was important to me and it was part of the very first loves that I've experienced as a woman. So yeah, it was emotional in that sense. But for the level of maturity and experience that we both had, we could fairly say that you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I would not like say I hate him. I don't feel that way. I just don't know if I can ever trust a person that already taught me that I can't trust you. Because this is like...
Yeah, he started off on a bad note.
This was a big lie that he kept feeding me for an entire year, because we were together for more than a year. And at that time, at that stage, at that age, that's a long time. So it's like, this was my whole junior year, almost my entire senior year, I was with this person. And you had the time to have a whole nother outcome with another woman, to have a child with her.
Yeah. And I think that kind of sets you up
and then
as the rest of your adulthood.
I'm like, but you named him your name, so this isn't a thing that you doubted that it was your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you named him.
This was secure.
Yeah, like you was okay with this. So this is, it was a lot to handle, and something I was not willing to forgive. Like, it just wasn't. I didn't have to forgive.
It definitely does set you up, though. Like, whatever happened between that sets you up the rest of your years. Right? And like your kind of growth of like how you handled that, took that, or hurt by that situation, and then how you continue your years on. And then now to light, like, this person reaching out, and you're like, I've learned so much from that situation, and you're just back. Right?
Right, exactly.
And so you don't hold a negative towards him. You don't hold a grudge, would you say? Like, right? Like, there's no grudge or anything. No grudge. But you're just like, in awe of, like, look at what you taught me.
Or, ¿qué quiere este?
Or what you want. What you trying to do out here? What you looking for?
Right.
Come on now.
Right. But if you ever listen to this, if you know exactly who you are. If you ever listen to this, I hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay. I grew up and I turned out pretty nicely. So I hope you turned out pretty nicely as well.
Good luck to you,
sir. Good luck to you. And I don't know how many baby mothers you have or how much child support you may or may not be paying, but I know who is paying a whole lot of child support, and that is Rob Kardashian.
Yes, he is. So there was an agreement made for the Kardashian family between Rob and Chyna. And according to page 6, they reached a custody agreement. And I believe she has dropped the restraining order against him.
Okay.
And agreed that the child support will now be $20,000. I believe some people say a week, some say a month.
Wow.
Either way, it's a lot.
But $20,000 a week? What? Let's do the math on that. That doesn't even make sense.
Some resources said the week. Some people say a month.
That's $80,000 a month. How much money does Rob Kardashian make a year?
But what does Rob Kardashian do to make any money?
I mean, he has his family name, brand, and name, and residuals from reality shows. Like, he must be making money off of everything that Kris Jenner has created. Honestly.
Or do you think Kris Jenner's like, I'm gonna pay the bill? Out here.
Well, I mean, from the way they make the show portray him, like being a mama's boy, you would think Kris Jenner does shit like that for him. It seems that way.
I think she takes care of that whole realm. So I just find it interesting, putting all your dilemma, all your drama out there, all this stuff. And essentially, you still have to communicate, you still have to talk, you still have to see in some way, shape, or form this person, right? And you have to raise a child together. And then on top of this, as I'm reading like the agreement between the two, Rob only has minor custody, less than 50% custody.
I wonder why that is. That must be because that motherfucker's unstable.
And it's just yeah, I think so.
Because you in order, when the judge grants custody, they look at assess the whole situation as to what's best and most fit for the child. And if he was granted such a small amount of custody, it must be for a reason.
And I think the small amount of custody to the large amount of money that he provides is just beyond it. It's just interesting to me. Like, it's just such a weird dynamic.
I don't even know if we should even be proud of Black Chyna and be like, damn, bitch, like, you figured this shit out and you banked. Or should we just be like, shame on you, Black Chyna? Like, you use this weak ass motherfucker to the fullest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I don't know how to label her. Not label her. I don't know how to call it either. I don't know what it really is. What her intentions were. Maybe if this was the outcome that she was looking for. Right? Was this like the initial final thing that she wanted it to be? I'm not sure. But I feel she took some sort of advantage of him. I'll be honest on that sense. And you can kind of sense that through that side, right? You can feel the part where she took advantage of him. I apologize. So, in that sense, like, is it almost like, you're deserving of it because you are the child's mother. That's the lifestyle you live. That's what you see. But it's about really, is it a fair agreement? Is it fair upon both?
I mean, but what is unfair about it? Because it's all based on math. It's not like the judge be like, oh, I feel like making you pay $10,000. No, it's based on how much your income is. It's all math. There's in everyone, for those of you who have never been to a child support office or helped a homegirl that's trying to put her baby dad on child support, let me let you know how this goes. There is literally a book. And in that book, there's a scale. And it says, if you make, let's say, $50,000, look at this column. And that column, you connect it with this and that. And then those two columns meet, and that's how much you pay. That's all it is math.
It's a sliding scale, that's it.
That's it. So if he is paying $20,000 a month, let's not even say a week, because that's $80,000 a month. That's because this man is making millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
So what Black Chyna has taught us is that when you make the investment of allowing your vagina to produce babies and giving out them eggs to men to produce babies, make sure that sperm is coming from an account that can give you this type of income. This is what she has done, in my opinion. And I think that this is what she did after she got her heart broken by her original baby daddy.
Yeah.
That she seems to have wanted to stay with. And now she's like, fuck that. I'm going to just do this shit the right way. And I think that's what she did when she finally had a kid with Rob Kardashian. That's exactly the plan that I think she wanted. And she got what she wanted. I don't know. That's just how I see it. I don't think she loved him. I don't know.
I don't think she did either. But I think all of it, I'll be honest, I think it all was a revenge aspect. But that's a deeper battle. That's a deeper deeper one. So, but shout outs to them for at least, she's dropped those charges or whatever that filing was, the restraining thing. And hopefully this leads in a way of making it right. But hopefully he gets better. Hopefully he gets the help he needs in his essence.
Yo, and shout out to you guys deserving the crown on Messy Monday, period. Like, you too.
Every Monday is messy with those two.
Oh my God, when he was going off on Chyna and going on posting shit about her, and when she was posting shit with her new dude and sending it to Rob and all of this and Kylie and Tyga, it was just that whole storyline is so damn
You can make a movie
messy.
out of that thing.
You could totally, or a reality show, duh. Which is which is what they
Which
do
is
to
what they
us.
do and why we
But
get
yeah, that whole-
invested and why we are sucked in
Yeah.
this damn story. No matter how much you try to
Yeah,
avoid
'cause it's
Kardashian
so
life,
messy.
you still get dabbled into it in some way.
And I think everybody knows who they are. Or like, you know, like even your Spanish parents that don't speak English are like Kardashian. Like everyone knows
My
this
mom
girl.
goes, "Y esa Chloe."
But on another aspect, aside from making $20,000 for having babies with the right guy, that's the stupid decision for the guy, but the right decision for the female. Aside from that, there's another hustle right now, guys, and it's the hustle of creating apps and making a business into something that everyone else has done, but doing your own spin on it so you can kind of make money. Like, you know, we're the age of apps and entrepreneurship, and as you all may have heard of the bodega story, and it all ties into this whole massive change of gentrification that we're all experiencing in most major cities right now. So I think it's really important for us to touch base on it, because I think that we can learn from this for sure.
Yeah, we can learn from this to how to protect our own neighborhoods, in essence, of how to, you know, if we have a thought, kind of bring it to life ourselves. You know, especially if you live in like in a diverse neighborhood, a diverse community, a community filled with culture. So, a article came out with Fast Company, with a company of two ex-Google employees who have decided to create some sort of storage unit thing looking. Almost like a vending machine in essence, but it has like all your needs and necessities like a convenience store will have. So if you have feminine products, you need some canned soup, you need something of a quick grab. It'll be placed in your lobby or in your office space or something like that.
So they deliver it, or
No,
you
it's
just
there
get
in
it?
your
How does it work?
your lobby, in your hall space. It's placed
Got
there.
it. Okay.
And it's called bodega.
Okay. So it's a portable bodega, meaning for those of you who've never heard that term and don't come from like major cities, bodegas are like convenience corner stores.
Yeah. Like a personal owned
Yeah.
7-Eleven, I think is another aspect, right? Smaller personal owned.
Yeah. Right.
Has various variations of items and even culturally related items that you may need that come from different countries in there. So what irritated me, I think, the concept is fine, right? The concept, the idea, that's not the problem. I think, in essence, for me, it's the naming, as well as their logo. The logo is a cat, and those who go to bodegas know that cats are synonymous in your local bodega.
Hold on, but didn't I read that they used to go to corner stores when they were younger? Like, they're a product of it too. That's why they did it. It's not like they're just like two rich kids that never lived in an environment where they went to a bodega. Like what I read, that they actually used to go to bodegas
Yes,
too.
so they know bodegas. They've gone to them, and I forget what one of them is from. So they are aware of like these, you know, products of the community kind of things that are the bodega.
Yeah.
And so for me, I just find it interesting in the naming convention, because you can.
I mean, it's brilliant. There's a sneaker store named Bodega. You know what I'm saying? There's a club in Miami
Yes,
named
there is.
Bodega. Like, it's a dope name. So I get the fact that I would totally gravitate to it, and I think it's funny and kitschy. And the cat thing, I honestly, unless me and you are talking about it, I wouldn't have automatically connected those two things. But if it was a cat laying on a loaf of bread on the app, then I would have been like, yo, that's mad funny. But if it's just a cat, no, I'm not going to think that. And for those of you who don't understand, hey, why is there a cat in the bodega? Why is there a cat in the corner store? Okay, guys, what do cats do? Cats eat rodents.
Just be honest with yourself.
Okay.
Just know.
Let's be honest with yourselves. Yes. So therefore, so the rodents won't eat the bread. The cat eats the rodent. The bread is still good.
We're just honest with ourselves.
Really
we just go in that bodega, grab what you need, and go. You don't ask questions about the cats. You don't want to know. You order your chopped cheese if you're one of those people out there. Like, you're in and out kind of situations, right? Like, we don't ask questions about the cat. Everyone just knows.
They even sell cigarettes. They sell newspapers. They sell candy. They sell diapers. They sell formula.
Do they sell the box of cigarettes or the other?
The Lucy's. I was going to say the Lucy's, but there's been a few tragedies lately with people buying cigarettes. Don't want to talk about that. Yeah, I've heard of people being like killed and stuff.
It's illegal in essence. But anyways, for me, I was just slightly irritated of taking something that's more community related, something that's, and I guess, you're right. There is the club now, and isn't it like a restaurant too? And like things are, but just naming conventions of taking that and applying it to something else. That's not truly what it is.
I think it would have been doper. And I hope I'm not selling an idea that maybe me and you could just maximize on. If you could do like an urban, like, bodega app that basically delivers ethnic food. You feel me? Like, to cook. Because right now, like, all that stuff that you can get right now fresh on Amazon and stuff, it's like, safe salads and like neutral stuff. It's not like you're getting authentic stuff that's like to make un sancocho. You know what I mean? Like, there should be a way that you can get the bodega ads to be like, yo, bring me all the ingredients needed to make un sancocho Dominican style. And you boom, and they bring you the recipe. Dime que that's not a good idea.
I like that.
Yeah, maybe we should put that on the podcast.
We'll scratch that out for y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to scratch that out. But whatever, you could have done anything with the bodega app. Like, people buy the stuff and you go to the corner store. Instead of going to the corner store, they deliver it to you. Like, the new spin on Uber Eats. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be anything. That's the only thing. Like, I don't really see how this has anything to do with what bodega is. But I get why they use it. I get what
it's just, for me, I don't want the concept of what the actual bodega is to lose the concept of what the actual bodega is. And what that experience entails for people.
They used to sell, like, illegal numbers and bodegas, like, gambling, like, all kinds of stuff happened.
But what you really, like, growing up and be, like, going to the bodega and you're like, damn, I really got to go downstairs and I really got to go there. And it's that whole experience of what that is. It's not what that
I don't know. I think the bodegas, I miss that. I miss going to bodegas in New York. You know, when bachata's playing and, like, That's
what I'm saying, that whole
always,
experience.
Like, it's open 24 hours and there's always guys standing outside. Like, it's just what happens.
That whole experience that comes with the bodega.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that little vending machine is not the bodega.
It's not.
So...
And speaking on gentrification, this is categorizes that, but for those of you who don't know what the term is, you better get up on it, because gentrification is the refinement of something, basically, in layman's terms, because these awesome neighborhoods that in big major cities that are by other attractions originally were housed by people that were in some situations in public housing or in poverty situations, and they just have always lived there, and that's why they have this prime real estate. So what a lot of investors are doing now, and even certain cities are investing as a whole in cleaning up these areas and making them more profitable. And for those of you who follow Jay-Z, as you know, the OJ story, he discusses that, how he regrets not using his money to invest into Brooklyn in the area that's called Dumbo, because he could have made so much more money if he would have used his money towards that instead of blowing it on other things. And with that being said, I think that we ourselves, especially us that come from these urban neighborhoods, should start investing in our own communities. And we're still not learning that really is a great asset, and it can really provide you great benefit in the future. Especially here, since I live very close to Little Havana. For those of you who just started coming around here again because all the bad, stories that you used to hear about prostitution out here and people doing drugs, all of that is being cleaned up because they're expanding downtown and it's becoming so much more of a nicer and upscale area, and the prices are going up monthly. So this just shows you that it happens right by you, and you're letting these opportunities go. Like, if you know that you used to live in the hood and you now see that it has potential to move forward, invest and buy. Like, That's what gentrification is. Like, you're supposed to get up on the wave. Don't just let everyone else make money off of your old neighborhood. You can make money too. That's what I
Definitely.
think. I think that gentrification isn't always a bad thing. It isn't always. You just have to get in on it.
As long as the people from that community are part of it as well, it doesn't make it a bad thing because everyone is growing with it. Everyone is expanding. Everyone is elevating with the growth that's happening within that community. Did you know that they call Washington Heights in some real estate kind of selling points? I think they call it North New York, Northern New York, or like Northern Manhattan is the new name.
Whereas
that.
Oh, okay, that's better than Uptown.
Exactly. But that's the selling point,
I get it.
right? To get buyers into the neighborhood, to kind of redevelop and those kind of things. And so as long as the people in the community are actually participating and putting in, are allowed or given the access to and the resources to be a part of that growth, then it makes it okay because everyone likes something new. Everyone likes some change. Everyone likes a cleanup. Everyone likes new looks in that sense. That's when gentrification works for everyone. But
we have to be responsible to get educated on how to get involved because for example, I am proactively starting to learn a little bit more about real estate because I don't know much about it, but I've been doing research, I've been going to seminars, I've been reading stuff online. Like, you have to make an effort to do something you've never done before. Like, there's no way, it's not going to fall in your lap. They're not going to just knock on your door and say, hey, would you like to invest $10,000 so you can make 50 in the future? No. Like, you have to physically do the work. And you're right, give us the resources, but also you take self-responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, and do research to learn how to do these things. Because ultimately, these people had to be taught and they had to learn somehow. Just learn how you can get involved too.
Definitely. And here, I see it happening. Well, I've been told that it's happening more often here in the city of Seattle, especially with like the big tech booms and things like that happening. And Amazon kind of takes over. And there's all these historic neighborhoods within Seattle that have kind of diminished or like kind of been pushed away and kind of live more now south of here of Seattle. You know, people are being pushed out. So it's happening everywhere, no matter where you are, no matter where you're located, it's happening somewhere, somehow.
It's part of the transition right now in America. I think.
And then for us, as like me and you, as young adults and a lot of our friends, we're trying to keep up, or I guess you can say, or maintain or be a part of that as well, of that new structure. But it can be hard sometimes because then you're just like, man, the prices are up too. So now you understand what your parents were feeling.
But hop on that wave, guys.
Yes.
Don't get left behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it now while it's still doable.
I'm ready to invest.
Because it's going to get to the point that it's going to be undoable.
I'm ready to invest in a couple things.
Get there. Do it, girl. Do it. I support that. We need to start. You know what we need to do, actually? I have an idea, Molly Mark.
Tell me.
We should come up with a support group and start some type of a chat or something that we can all kind of find little tips and tricks to share one another on how to learn how to invest.
I think that's a great idea.
Trend. And we can share free information with one another.
That's actually a really good idea. So that way people can use the resources that you have with the wardens around you, your peers, and sharing that.
Exactly.
I like that idea. We will talk about that offline as well and get back to you guys later. See, we just shooting out ideas up here. We got to keep to ourselves with y'all.
Today, you know what it was? It was the heat and the disconnection that let my brain
creative juices
kind of grow. Yeah, creative juices. Because there's so much time to think when there's no electronics. Oh my goodness.
I've learned, and as you say that though, I've learned it's really good to shut down.
Sometimes.
So since when you didn't have that social media for a couple of days, you saw like a couple, lightning came in, right? Like your kind of thing sparked up. So that's really good. And I think I'm going to start doing that more often too. Like take off the apps.
Yeah, it allowed me to organize my thoughts.
Yeah, take off the apps off my phone so that I can like reorganize myself in what I want to do. Right. And, whether it's doing my resume, my website, all that stuff. It's like I need to shut off this social media and connect with people and just focus on what I have in front of me.
It's funny because I was hanging out with a young lady recently that she's a nurse, and she was telling me how she is going to go through a cleanse and that she's going to get off of social media for a month and she's going to stop being on Instagram. And I said, it's amazing how many people I speak to that tell me that they do this from time to time. Like, it's like a unifying issue that we all have, that we suffer from this addiction, that sometimes we need to just be taken away from it to kind of recharge. Like, it's fascinating how this social media thing is like so much bigger than what we want to admit to ourselves.
Yeah, for me, it's more distracting. And for some people who, where like they make their money off of social media, per se, right?
Yeah.
It's even more difficult for them because they're sucked into it because it's the only way of livelihood, because they have to be a part of it in order to make money. For me, it's the distraction.
They have to keep their followers entertained.
Yes. And for me, it's the distraction of like checking it or seeing what's new or what happened within the last 5 or 10, 15. And I've stopped before and I've gotten better where you don't check it the first thing when you wake up. But I want to become better than that and always checking it.
Yeah. I get it. But speaking of social media, guys, for those of you who are listening to us, you're going to start to get benefits from listening to us directly, just like you're going to get benefits from us if you're one of our loyal followers on our Instagram. You're going to get the information first. And just like you guys that have been listening to us since day one, I want to start introducing you guys to some different promotions or savings that we ever come across. If ever me and Marley ever find like, free admission to something or free tickets because of us or because of Messy Mondays, well, we want to put you guys on. And you guys deserve it since you guys are loyal listeners. And with that being said, I want to first start off by saying that only a select few people have been able to get $25 off this particular clothing boutique. It's a website that I'm working as a brand ambassador on at the moment. This particular website is hotluxeclothing.com, and the way you spell it is HAUTELUXE clothing, which is CLOTHING, and that's .com, or on the IG is just Hot Lux Clothing. So make sure to follow that as well. Basically, go on that website, choose whatever you want. They're having a huge summer clearance blowout sale to, make sure to get in the fall and the winter looks in. And there's super cute things. There's things that are even $7, $5. There's cute outfits, dresses for $16. Check it out, because you're automatically going to get $25 off if you put in the promo code Shomi the Money, which is SHOMIDAMONEY. That's Shomi the Money. And you can get yourself $25 off. Just go ahead and check it out. I am going to be working on the hot curvy line to represent for us a little thicker ladies. And I want to make sure to tell you guys and keep you up to beat on that. And when I say thicker or curvy, it doesn't mean that you're fat, overweight, or obese. Sometimes some girls just happen to have a bigger butt. Some girls just happen to have bigger breasts. Sometimes just happen to have bigger legs. And it doesn't mean that you now need to go and buy a 12X. It just means that certain things don't look right on me, and certain things look better on me when I wear it like this. So I am a perfect example of that, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why I'm a strong believer in this brand, and especially a girl like me. I've gone up and down with weight in my past. No secret. It's always been a challenge. I always have to be mindful of what I put in my mouth because of that. No pun intended. A pause. But it's something that I've embraced it. It's my life and is what I do, and I'm happy now because I've now taken ownership of it. And with that being said, Hot Curvy is going to cater to that. So we're going to keep you up to date with that. Check that out. Remember, $25 off. Now, as we conclude our episode, we want to make sure to touch base a little bit about still your options in regards to Texas. And I know Marley is going to be able to give us some details. And we also want to say thank you to the people who've donated so far as well.
So we are still working with the Texas Diaper Bank. Our link up on Amazon is still available for you guys. It's amazon.com/ and search Messy Mondays Pod to find our list. It ships directly to the Texas Diaper Bank. We thank you. We've had a couple people purchase, and it was amazing. And we appreciate you guys participating in that.
Even from down here in Miami. So really, that meant a lot because we had our own things to worry
it
about.
means 100% a lot. We're going to look into what other places. The Florida Keys was heavily affected, the Tampa areas, those things, Miami. See who those who may need help out in Florida as well, and add some items in there that may be beneficial for them. We'll keep you guys posted with that on our Instagram as well as our Snap stories, our personal ones, and those areas where you can find that. We'll keep you posted. But we thank you guys for helping out, for being a part of this. This is really a convenient way. There's no, we don't have to touch the items or anything like that. It just gets straight to the people and those in need. So the Texas Diaper Bank appreciates it, and we appreciate you guys as well.
Absolutely. And from time to time, whenever we have any other charitable cause, we'll always keep you guys up to date. Our Instagram is definitely the way to stay up to date with everything, and Twitter. As we start to build more followers, of course, we're going to create our following and our information there. We put information on all of our platforms, but right now, Instagram is the best at Messy Mondays Podcast. That's on IG, spelled all correctly and phonetically the way it's supposed to be spelled. Now, as far as my quote for the day, I haven't given you guys a quote in a minute. But I am going to go right ahead and come back to that because I feel I'm one of those people. Like, I like stuff. I like mantras. I like words. I like to visualize. So I like
gems. I have my crystals and my gems.
Now, as far as this particular one, in the spirit of the fact that I had a little flashback moment in my personal life, a little flashback in, I'm sure, Rob Kardashian's life. He probably regrets a lot of his decisions. How Serena Williams had a past that we all knew about, and all of a sudden she just locked it down with somebody and had a baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's always a past, right? And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share this quote that I feel that I relate to in a very big way. My past has not defined me, destroyed me, deterred me, or defeated me. It has only strengthened me. And that's what I have to say about embracing your unfortunate situations, your sad circumstances, or your shitty luck. Sometimes that's just the cards that you're dealt, and you have to just move on and move forward from them.
And that is Messy Mondays, guys. We appreciate you guys hanging in with us. We appreciate you guys listening. We appreciate the love, as always. And if you're looking for us and you want to continue keeping in touch and send us your stories, send it to messymondayspod@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at Messy Mondays Podcast. Find us on Twitter at Messy Mondays Pod. And you can find Shomi at...
That's SHOMI_ENT, and that's on IG and Twitter. That's SHOMI_ENT.
And mine says LUVMARLEY_ on Instagram. We appreciate the love. Thank you guys for hanging with us.
Thank you for your support. And as always, we'll be back every single Monday to deliver your best, the best. Thank you for your support, and everyone throughout the whole U.S. of A. Thank you for listening. We appreciate it.
Have a good Monday.